Welcome back to the Hideouts. We are the usual rejects. My name is Nico, aka Prince Productions.
And I am Christian, also known as APS Entertainment, and the entertainment will be motherfucking gone someday.
Day. And it is just the two of us today because the security guards, they poisoned our boy.
Yeah.
Kevin, he can't eat lactate like that. You know, he can't do milk, he doesn't do cheese like that unless he's got his lactate pills. But guess what? They told him they were going to give him a lactate-free milk for his little lunchy. And what did they do? They gave him whole milk. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, with way too much fucking peaks.
What's Kevin doing now? He's shitting his balls out in our dirty prison bathrooms. And that's where we make our fruit punch. What the hell?
Our spiked fruit punch. And now it's spiked with something I don't like.
Our spiked? now it's milk. Now it's dirty. It's murky water. Murky fruit punch.
It dookie fruit punch. It's that booty fruit punch.
But this is the show where we talk about film and TV news every single week. As usual, there are timestamps down below. And today, we are talking about Dragon Ball. We are talking about Oscars. We are talking about Dune. We are talking about Avatar. We are talking about it all. So, ladies and gentlemen, Christian, how are you doing today?
Oh.
How
you doing?
Okay. Me, you know what they say. The harder they are, the bigger they fall. Our first story.
For me, it's the harder you are, the harder it is to zip up your pants.
Oh,
right,
that's crazy, especially if you got no boxers on.
Yeah.
And you're wearing jeans.
Yeah.
Well, our first story, not really first story, we'll talk about this more next week, is that as of this recording, the Oscars will have already happened. On that.
And I don't care.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. But yeah, we'll probably talk about some of the bigger categories and nominations next week. Obviously, we can't talk about it right now. It's not like they've happened. Off the dome, though. Who's winning Best Picture? Who do you think? I know what you're going to say.
It probably is going to be Oppenheimer, and I'm not just saying that for being biased.
Yeah. No. I do agree. It probably will be Oppenheimer. Who's gonna get the biggest snub? I don't know. I don't know who will get snubbed. I think the creator's gonna get snubbed.
Well, yeah, because it didn't even get nominated for like nothing.
Anything. It just got nominated for one. Yeah, I don't know. This year's Oscars picks are very weird because you have some really good films like Oppenheimer, Barbie, but then you have some not so good films like Maestro and The Zone of Interest. Here's the weird thing about the Oscars, the Academy, right? For that matter, is every year they tend to do trends, right? But in the last couple of years, they try to follow those trends, but then they get off-put by movies that just become successful. Like, for example, last year's trend for Best Picture was like just have very sad dramatic movies, which is kind of weird because you have very sad dramatic movies and then you have something big like Everything Everywhere All at Once. No, that was not last year, was that?
Like 2
was
years
that last
ago,
year?
3 years
I don't know.
Something like that.
That might have been 2 years ago. But still, and then this year they don't really have space for trends just because you have so many big hits. Barbie, Killers, Maestro, Oppenheimer. Maestro sucks. I don't know why I mentioned that. Oppenheimer. And then also every year, I don't know why they do this. They always have to include a World War II movie. It kind of pisses me off, to be honest. Just because, no shade, but nobody has really watched a lot of these films. I don't know who said that. Christian, who said that?
I think it was Kevin. He came back out of the bathroom. He was like,
Kevin, why?
I just
Kevin,
survived a nuke of my own.
Go back to goodbye. Oh.
Go back to the goddamn bathroom.
Oh my.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bro, you're getting shit all over the floor.
Keep your shit where it should be.
In our fruit punch.
In our fruit punch. You dirty little.
But yeah. We'll talk more about the Oscars next week. In other news, and very sad news, this just happened an hour ago. I was on a meeting when I saw this news. Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama has sadly passed away at the age of 68.
68?
Yeah. 68. I mean, this is very saddening. Obviously, I grew up with Dragon Ball. So did a lot of other people. Say what you will about the property, but I think the fact that it is oversaturated just kind of shows you the level of the level that the show has reached. You know, it is such a huge show. You hear the name Goku and you automatically know who he is. It is iconic in many different regards, and this guy will definitely be missed, you know. Although he was only 68, but I and a lot of other people think that like he had something else because, well, recently his in a lot of his newer manga, his newer issues of Dragon Ball, he would tend to forget things that he had already done. So it kind of seems like people were saying that he had like dementia or Alzheimer's or something. But it is sad to see that he has passed away, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's such a pop cultural icon. Like the show. Yeah. It's iconic. No. I'm not even a Dragon Ball Z fan, but I can't deny that, like, the show's importance in pop culture.
Yeah, the magnitude of it. It's sad, but you know, rest in peace to this guy. His work, I mean, his work is gonna live on for, who knows how long, right? His work has reached a magnitude like no other. It's probably one of the biggest IPs out there, to be honest. Yeah. Goku might even be the most popular character. I don't know, maybe, but yeah. Rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. His legacy will live on in the hearts of a whole world, to be honest with you. But speaking of moving on, I don't know what the segue was there. I was gonna make a very bad segue. A new trailer has just dropped for the Fallout series, releasing April 11th on Prime Video. Christian, did you watch the trailer?
I didn't even know a new trailer came out. I only saw the first one.
I'll be honest with you. I don't really care.
I like the Fallout games.
Never played Fallout.
I played like a few of them.
Are they good?
They're good. They're really good. I've never finished one entirely, but I really like them.
How come you haven't finished one?
I just don't have time. In all honesty, I restarted Fallout 4 like a month or two ago. Still a good game. It's really
good. Yeah, it looks cool. I like the tone of Fallout as a game. It's also on Prime Video. I don't have Prime, so I'm not gonna watch it. You know?
Damn.
I'm sorry. I know everybody in this world expects me to watch it.
You know, I just got Prime again. So I immediately logged into my Prime Video. And you already spend like $150 a year just to have Prime. That's a pretty it's a pretty hefty.
It's a pretty hefty.
Yeah. But you never had ads on Prime Video. And then all of a sudden I log into Prime Video and they're all like, "Oh, you have just to let you know, since you haven't been on Prime Video for a while, we have ads now, and if you don't want ads, you have to pay an extra $3 a month." And I'm like, bro, but motherfuckers already spent $150 a year. What the fuck? Like, and like the crazy thing is like Prime Video. I don't know if they finally made it its own thing, but you could only get it through Prime. Like you couldn't just get it as its own separate thing. It has to be through fucking Prime. So I'm like,
yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck? Why would you fucking do that?
Right. You know how these streaming services are. They take money from people.
Bro, they greedy. Because they're not making any goddamn money and they should just focus on theatrical releases and stop pretending like this shit's going to make them any fucking money. Fucking idiots. Alright, continue.
Yeah, but obviously they're not going to reveal the numbers. Netflix, because they're investors, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to tell them that they're losing.
I don't think any streaming service has actually made a fucking profit, like, except for maybe Netflix, like, in the past few years.
Not Netflix anymore.
Well, yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, not anymore.
Like, I think HBO Max might have made a bit of a profit last year. I guess since they weren't making as much content as, like, all the other ones, but,
yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's just... The whole point of what a streaming service should be is, like, I guess in more of a modern day sense, like, or more of like a right now at this moment, should just be a catalog of things, and you put out some shows instead of it kind of being the opposite, where it's like you're just constantly pumping out bullshit content, and then it's kind of like a catalog. It's just like, because when they're making so much... Like, Netflix over bloated shit, like, most of it doesn't end up coming out good. Whereas, like, you need to have that balance between you're putting out steady things, put it out on a weekly basis so you don't have to be like Netflix where they're like, fuck, we have to drop 5 things in a week, when they could have just dropped one show every, and have it last, like...
One really good show.
Yeah, one really good show, and it can last months, Remember when cable television shows, like, one season would literally be the entire year almost?
Dude, the hype was insane for that type of stuff.
I know. You would have, like, 22 episodes, right? And then you would have, like, a 3-month mid-season break. And then for almost the entire fucking year, you would pretty much every week have your show out. And then there would only be, like, 3 to 4 month... Like, about 3-month waits between seasons and mid-seasons. And your show was constantly on air. And what does that do? It constantly generates hype, and then people, through reruns, or, I don't know, being able to buy the fucking shows, you would be able to get onto that hype, and that's why shows used to be able to last fucking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fucking seasons. It's not. That doesn't happen anymore. And honestly, I'm kind of sick and tired of this is a tangent. I'm so sick and tired of, like, the serialized, like, not necessarily serialized television shows. Television shows that are fucking movies, that are, like, 13-hour movies. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. Like, you can have serialized TV, but let it fucking be TV. Like...
Not a fan of the Avatar with the hour-long episodes?
No, it's like, it doesn't have to be a fucking... Not every show has to be an hour long. Not every show has to be an 8-hour, 12-hour, 13-hour fucking movie. Just let it be a fucking show. Like, seriously. It could be 30 minutes. It could go on. It can have its... Like, their standalone stories. They can build up to a larger story arc. But, like, dude, just let it fucking be television. Movies are movies, TV is TV. Just let them fucking be their own thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Anyways.
Hey, well, you're not gonna like what you're about to hear then, because Netflix is gonna host their first ever boxing event on July 20th.
Oh, I heard.
And do you know who's fighting?
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Brother. What is what? You know that one Kanye quote where he's talking about Lady Gaga? He's like, yeah, I like Lady Gaga. What the fuck does she know about pictures?
Yeah, like
this is this. I like Netflix, but what the fuck do they have to do with boxing?
I don't know.
don't understand. I don't know. I mean, I know they had like a deal with Jake Paul or something because he made a documentary with them, I think. But what is this? Why is... Bro, Mike Tyson's gonna kill him. This doesn't even... What?
And I can guarantee you it's going to be a pay-per-view. I can guarantee you it's going to be a pay-per-view.
That's what I'm trying to figure out right now because it doesn't say on here. It just says Mike Tyson live on Netflix. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a pay-per-view too.
Why do we say it as one word? Pay-per-view. Like we say it like
pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Because it's kind of become its own phrase.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, because it's pay-per-view. But yeah, we just say it like one word.
Pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Literally. Well, that's what HBO Max was. It stood for something. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, home box office. That was it.
Home box office. But we just call it HBO.
Yeah.
This is really dumb, though. Why is...
I don't know. Money. I mean, those other boxing matches with the Pauls have made insane amounts of money for like everybody. So yeah, are you kidding me? Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Everyone's gonna. I want to see that. I can't even fucking lie.
You want to see? Yeah. We're gonna have a watch party.
Yeah,
we'll have a Mike Tyson.
Yeah, we'll go to your house. Watch it.
And then after that, we can watch. I don't know. We can watch Kung Fu Panda 4 or something.
Oh, hell no. We can watch Kung Fu Panda 2. The best Kung Fu Panda movie.
Ooh. But speaking of Netflix, before we'll go back to Kung Fu Panda in a bit, but they've also just announced that Avatar: The Last Airbender has been renewed for not 1, but 2 more seasons at Netflix. Which, yeah, so, I mean, they're getting the whole series. Right. Yeah. The original show was 3 seasons. Now they're doing that. Yeah, it's good. Overall, I think people have kind of come to the consensus that it's a good show. It has a lot of issues, but for the most part, it's well made. It's made by fans who like it, and I think with time, it's going to get better. Because recently, I've been watching a lot of cast interviews, and obviously they filmed the show a while ago, and you can tell, but they themselves have they have much better chemistry now. They're more comfortable in their roles than they were then. So I'm really excited. And there's also a rumor going around that they're going to film seasons 2 and 3 back to back, which does make sense because the main kid who plays Aang, yeah, he's going to age. He's like 13 or 14 right now. So if they wait a couple of years, that fool's going to be an adult. By the time he defeats the Fire Lord, which I don't think they want to do. I don't think they want to have a 25-year-old.
It's almost as if cartoons can keep a character the same age forever, and they probably should have not rebooted it because it's already a thing.
Maybe they shouldn't bring it into real life. Yeah. Who would have thought? Who would have thought about just leaving something be? Oh wow. Save that for the Naruto show, which is... I don't know how that's gonna be a thing, to be honest. Naruto is supposed to be 13, 14. Afu is gonna... By the time he's finished playing a 13-year-old, he's gonna be like 30.
Yeah, probably. But you gotta wait. You know, what is it? We've had to wait like 3 years per Stranger Things seasons.
Dude, oh my gosh. Millie Bobby Brown is 20 years old? And she started when she was like 12?
Yeah. And she's...
Dude, they're still in high school?
Yeah, they're still in... they're still in high school. Or they just got to high school in the last season.
Oh, you're right. They just got to high school.
They're already like past high school age and they were fucking freshmen in the last season.
I hope they do a time skip.
I kept hearing that they will. I hope they do that too. Like, honestly, just like, this is ridiculous how long they've waited between seasons.
Makes the most sense, yeah.
I remember when season 4 came out, and the creators of the show were talking about. They were like pitching season 5 to Netflix, and they were saying all the studio heads started crying, and I was like, yeah, because they know they're about to lose their biggest cash cow. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. It's not. I highly doubt it's because they give a fuck. I highly doubt it's because they actually give a fuck about the art. It's just the only reason people subscribe to us is about to be gone. That's why they're gonna start greenlighting like 50,000 spinoffs.
Oh shoot, you're right. They do have the spinoffs. Yeah, they just lost their biggest source of income. Hey, in 2016, that show brought them views. And what did they do? They brought their streaming service down to the ground. Well, speaking of the ground and where things should stay, Twilight is officially getting an animated series, which is officially in development. Officially? Sure?
Wait, what?
You're number one Twilight fan. Yeah, they're getting an animated series.
Okay, animated series?
Yes. Yeah,
I don't even know what that means, bro. Can we stop? I've said it like the past few podcasts. Why the fuck are we rebooting shit that's like not even like barely like 10 years old or within the past 20? Stop.
They're doing the reverse of bringing animated live action. They're just gonna animate the
brother,
the movies, I guess.
Fuck. I'm like sick and I'm getting to the point where I'm getting sick and tired of like listening to new movie news because none of it is fucking original shit. Like it's just like it's like getting worse by the week. Like I'm just like, oh, they're making a reboot of some movie from 1976 that's a cult classic and no one's ever fucking heard of. Wow. Oh, you guys already announced 3 seasons of a spin-off show and 2 other movies? Oh, and you already announced the spin-off movie? You guys haven't even finished filming the first one. Oh, it's an exclusive to your stupid fucking streaming service that no one fucking cares about? Oh my god. Jesus.
Wow. Quibi. Quibi. Yeah. It's going to be a remake of the original of the movies. So that's fun. Wow. You know what? We've been on the Netflix train for so long. We might as well just keep going because there's a Netflix employee, and by employee, he just happens to have a deal with Netflix by the name of Mr. Zack Snyder.
Ooh, my daddy.
You may or may not. Well, hopefully he is after what I'm about to tell you because he's been in some hot water as of today because he recently appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience, and he has said some questionable things, to say the least. There's 2 main things that he said. The first is that he was kind of complaining about Batman's no-kill rule, basically saying that that him having a no-kill rule kind of makes Batman irrelevant. And I watched the clip where he went over it, and I see the point that he was trying to make. He was basically emphasizing that, like, okay, when you have a character, right, his first thing is to basically dissect the character, put the character against the wall. What do they do then, right? And he was basically like, okay, you put Batman's whole thing is no killing, so you put him in a situation where he's forced to kill. And I don't know, it did come off as a little bit weird to me, because I get that whole principle, right? I get that you take a character, dissect it, but I think you also, for a character like Batman, you have to understand the basic fundamentals of what makes Batman, And that's the point that he's kind of missing in this quote. What do you think about that?
Well, I didn't finish the whole podcast because it was like 2 hours long, but I got through most of it, and I did get to that part. I understand. I knew right away what he was saying, and I also knew right away that he was not explaining it well. Because, like, and I knew also what would end up happening, which is exactly what happened was everyone misquoted him. You know, with everyone's like, Zack Snyder's saying if Batman doesn't kill, he's becoming irrelevant. That's not at all what he said. What he was saying is when you are constantly not evolving a character, and this character's been around for like 80 fucking years, I think even over 80 years, the character will become irrelevant if there's no change to him, if there's no, there's different things. And that is why the Batman character has lasted so long, is because of those changes. You look at him originally, he did kill, right? He had a gun. I think he had 2 guns, right? He gets Robin, right? Having the Robin character changed his character and made him tamer, made him realize killing, and the no killing rule was never really it wasn't like as, it's like the same thing with Matt Murdock's Catholicism. They were always a part of the character, but it was never hammered in until way later on, right? So it actually became a core part of those characters. No killing for Batman, and obviously no killing for Daredevil too, but mostly I'm talking about his Catholicism, right? Those didn't really become hard staples of those characters until like the 80s, right? And why is that? Because once again, they're evolving the characters, right? They're changing them. They're putting them into those situations where they need to find religion. They need to understand what it means not to go onto the darker side. So that means don't kill people. You have to follow that rule, because then you're like, you will become them, right? So that is those defining characteristics of these characters that we love come from decades of constantly pushing them. Like Snyder was saying, was to, like, he wants to push these characters to their boundaries so that they can kind of discover more about themselves, or we can see them through a different light and we can evolve them so that they can keep their relevancy. So I completely agree with what he's saying, in all honesty. Now, would I have a Batman that kills in a Batman project I was working on? No. Do I hate the idea? No. I'm gonna be honest. I always appreciate that he did have his version of Batman kill, because the whole point of that Batman is that he's a fucked up Batman. Like, it's like, and I get that, like, why people got mad, because, like, let's say we're following a normal Batman, and it's like he goes into an else world, and in that else world you see a Batman that kills. No one's really gonna, if anything, some people are actually gonna be like, oh fuck yeah, that's cool, right? Because it's an Elseworld Batman. But when it's your main Batman, it's the main Batman you're following, there's obviously like an ickiness to it, going, oh, I don't know about that. But
yeah, because you're supposed to follow this guy for years.
For years. And I always, like, I love his character journey between BVS and the Snyder cut of him, where it's like, you see this Batman that is literally so just fucking fed up, so angry, so destructive, and him being around Superman and inevitably kind of causing his death in a way humbled him and brought him back to, like, in a sense, reality. And then when you pick up with him in the Snyder cut, the real version of Justice League, you see this guy that, like, throughout the entire movie, he's just like, oh my god, what the fuck did I just do? Like he's rethinking the past, like, 10 years of him being Batman and just being like, I went against everything I stood for. And I just found that so fucking fascinating. And also it coincides. No, I'm not saying that word right. But coincides with thank you, with what Snyder was saying about him being inspired by The Dark Knight Returns, where Batman does fucking kill someone in that. And he was basically saying the character hasn't changed. Like, it's still that person, like, deep down inside. And his Batman reflects that, where it's like Bruce, our Bruce as we know it, he's still there. He's just he's hidden away, and so he's making bad decisions. And what's so interesting to me about his version of Batman is this Batman has gone too far. Can he redeem himself? And that's his entire journey. And the Snyder cut is that. is finding that hope again. I mean, that's that beautiful line in that movie where like he's going on the mission, and they all know it's pretty much a suicide mission, like as they're going to the third act. And Alfred's just like, this is fucking nuts. You guys are gonna fucking die. We're all gonna die. The world's going to hell. Why the fuck are you so calm? Why the fuck is blah blah blah? Superman's probably not even gonna show up to the battle. We're fucked. The whole world is gonna end. And Alfred, or he just turns to Alfred and he just goes, "Faith, Alfred. I have faith." And he just smiles and laughs and just goes into the ugly ass fucking bat plane that they design, and that is atrocious. And they go into that, and then they fly off to go fight Steppenwolf and all those. And I just love that moment because it's like, and in that moment, like if you couldn't already tell what Snyder was trying to do with the character, you see it right there. You see it right in that moment. So yeah, I honestly really appreciate his Batman, and I really appreciate what he was trying to do because it was different and it was deconstructive and it was interesting. But yeah, that's my opinions on it.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. I think that's a fair assessment. He definitely could have quoted that better. Also, I think you make a great point about like the whole Elseworlds thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of goes back to as a main Batman. I think that idea would have worked had we had him for a long period of time, right? We really didn't. So yeah. Plus, people are still bitter about a lot of things he did.
I've heard him be described in the best way possible, and why. Like he's Zack Snyder's spicy food. You know, he's an acquired taste. You either love him or you hate him, because he's not a quadrant person. His movies don't appeal to everyone. They're made for a more specific audience. You know,
it's a niche. It's a niche for sure.
Yeah, and like, I guess like, is it really a good idea to have a person as divisive as him be heading your film franchise and be entrusted with $200 million? Probably not. I mean, for me, obviously, I'm like a humongous, Snyder fan. He's like top 5 favorite directors of all time for me. But if I'm being unbiased, is that really the best idea? Like, if if you know that, and like the thing is, he was fighting Warner Brothers since Man of Steel did. Like, since the beginning, Oh,
I know.
And the only reason, like, I'm being honest, the only reason he wasn't, like, kicked off immediately after Man of Steel is because of Nolan. I mean, Nolan's the one that hired him. He's really close friends with him. And Nolan wanted him. And Nolan, Nolan and Goyer, they didn't want to direct Man of Steel. But yeah, I mean, I love his DC movies. Yeah. I love all his movies except for, like, Sucker Punch. And I have not seen Rebel Moon because I was looking forward to it. But then, yeah, the reviews weren't all that great.
You can wait for the full version.
That's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for the real version. I don't know what the fuck is going on Netflix. But
and he also said that more people watch Rebel Moon than people watch Barbie. But moving on from Zack Snyder, James Gunn has shared a couple panels of different Superman comics that he is using as his inspiration for his Superman movie. Have you seen these?
I have not, actually.
Okay. The only panel I have up right now is the scene from All-Star Superman where Superman saves a suicidal kid.
What? And that's awesome.
I read the panel. Yeah. It's really good. And if this is anything to like base what the film will be on, I think it's gonna be a very sweet film. I think that's kind of like the necessity of this universe, and not Zack Snyder, James Gunn has kind of talked about that a little bit, about how like this DC universe is gonna be more fantastical, and I'm so excited for that.
Me too. I'm really tired of the everything's dark and real. That's not the DC brand. Like I know like Nolan popularized that, but that's just because that's the tone he chose for his movies. No, it doesn't have to. It's not what the tone of the DC universe is.
They'll try to copy him after that.
I know, and even you know what sucks?
It's not.
The comic books, like the DC comic books during the Nolan era, the early DCU era, was like really doubling down on that shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, stop.
I don't get it. DC has always been more whimsical.
Yeah, than Marvel. Like I always say it, Marvel's about relatability, whereas DC's about mythology.
Yeah. Yes.
So fucking embrace it, goddammit. Like mythology, like the mythology in the DC universe is so rich, and not that Marvel's isn't. Don't get me wrong. Like obviously Marvel has some very deep lore, but like
it's just different.
Yeah, it's just very different and very very unique, and that's why the two companies like they are so different, and they are so beloved for their uniqueness. You know, whereas like. It's and it also doesn't mean that Batman can't be relatable or Superman can't be relatable or you know Teen Titans can't be relatable, but that like their focus more is on the absurdity of their mythos, and it's beautiful. Just embrace it. Fucking hell.
I love that. Yeah, and I'm excited. I have a feeling they're gonna put that scene in the movie, and I think that's a good idea to show who Superman is. Remember, as we've always talked about, Superman is not a boring character. He just has to be done well.
He has to be done fucking well. And I think Gunn's the guy to do it.
I agree. He's a big fan. He's a huge fan.
But Superman would be someone I would love to write for.
To direct.
I don't know about the direct, but like I would like to write something like a. Probably like a comic or like I wouldn't mind doing a screenplay someday, but Superman like. Hey,
you write it, I'll direct it.
There you go. Yeah.
I would love to direct the Superman project. I think that would be.
An
opportunity of a lifetime.
You know who I still would love to see a Superman movie from, and I hope Gunn someday lets them is Vaughn. I would love to see that.
Vaughn.
Matthew Vaughn.
Matthew Vaughn. Interesting take.
I think he would make an awesome Superman movie.
He's got to get his touch back.
Yeah. I love the guy, but yeah.
But you know who else needs to get their touch back? Not Kevin, because he's got to stop touching people. So Kung Fu Panda 4 officially debuts with a... as the time of this recording, 75% on Rotten Tomatoes, the lowest score in the franchise. Yeah. What do you think about this? Why are they still making Kung Fu Panda?
I don't know, but what a coincidence. I mean, not at all, because I planned this like a month in advance. But I'm making a DreamWorks. Well, I was going to say video essay, but I realized last night while I was editing, I was like, this isn't a fucking video essay. This is like an actual like mini documentary. But I'm making a documentary about DreamWorks.
Yeah,
and like
DreamWorks?
Yeah, like the creation of the entire company up till like right now today. And you know,
whoa.
the reason, dude, I had to do like 3 days of research for this fucking video. Like, it was crazy. But the reason I wanted to make it was just, you know, I was excited at first when they announced Kung Fu Panda 4, and then, you know, as the movie started, you know, going into production, Jackie Chan, Angelina Jolie, all these, like, you know, main characters, you know, the Fierce Five. They're just not really they're not gonna be in the movie, or they're barely gonna be. And then they just nothing from the movie. Like, you just don't hear anything about it. Then boom, trailer. And I was like, oh shit. You know, I remember I was like, okay. You know, calm down. No, Kung Fu Panda was my shit as a kid. And I go and I'm excited, you know. And honestly, I never finished the third one. I never liked it. I just didn't. I'll rewatch it. I thought it was.
I gotta rewatch the movies.
I gotta rewatch it. But I was like, okay. And then the first trailer comes out, which is the only fucking trailer that they've had, which is not a good sign.
Pretty much.
They've had some TV spots. They had one making fun of Dune.
That was a good one.
That was actually good. That was funny. But yeah, that trailer was abysmal and was just like, wow, okay. So then it kind of just hit me. This is just going to be another generic piece of shit, okay movie. I mean, no one has said anything like horrendous, but no one has said anything good. Everyone's just saying like it's just fine. It's just mediocre. It's middle of the road, you know. And that's just it's just made me sad like how far DreamWorks has like fallen, because like they were in a lot of ways the anti-Disney. They weren't fucking doing musicals. They had more like edgy humor. Their humor was more pop culture based. Their humor or their tones of their movies were like they were like, obviously Disney has done a great job for their entire time around on making children films appeal to all ages, but DreamWorks just took it to another level, man, where it's like they actually appealed to like just like everyone in such a different way, where it's like their stories were just elevated a little bit more, in my opinion, on like the maturity
at a point in time. But there's a thing there. And you just said it. It sucks because they have fallen from their grace
very hard.
DreamWorks.
They haven't really.
They've got
They haven't really made that much money off a lot of their projects, and like the saddest part is right now, they got sold in 2016 to Universal. Right? They were so DreamWorks it was founded by Spielberg. This guy named Katzenberg, who was like the real mastermind behind all of DreamWorks, and then this guy called David Geffen, who's like this music Mongol, right? And very early on into DreamWorks creation, the whole idea of the studio was to make live action movies and animated movies. They wanted to do both, right? So that was already unprecedented, right? Like Disney was like the only one really doing shit like that on a more of a consistency, right? And now I don't remember the last time Disney made like an actual like live action movie that's not one of their remakes, like an actual original. But they used to do a lot in the '70s and in the '90s and the early 2000s and the 2010s. That was like their time when they were making a lot of and like back in the '50s, '60s. But yes.
Even now.
No. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say even now, like, I mean, DreamWorks obviously started off as a very creative company. Mm-hmm. All their movies are essentially original IPs, mm-hmm. but now they're just reusing those.
Yeah, IPs. They're either reusing those IPs or they're just literally getting IPs. And at the beginning,
another one,
they decided to split the studios into two separate entities, two completely. So Spielberg ran DreamWorks Pictures, which was like all the live action movies, right? And those movies were generally like made for adults. Like most of them were R-rated movies or like PG-13 stuff, like the Transformers movie. Like even the Transformers movies those were not made for kids, bro. They were made for like more teenagers, and Michael Bay has said it like tons of times. And like so like DreamWorks has always had like Pictures always was more geared to a more like older audience. And then DreamWorks Animation was independent until 2016, and Katzenberg, he's the guy that pretty much started it. He owned DreamWorks, right? And then he sold it to Universal in 2016, and Universal has openly said, basically, fuck DreamWorks. We don't care about like making anything new with it. We only want to like exploit the characters. Like that's
what they've done.
That's all they've done. Look at the Megamind movie. Look at how many
Boss Baby movies there are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Megamind,
Boss Baby, the Trolls, and basically since I would say like the 2010s, they would do this shit where they would make a movie, right? They would put all their heart and soul into making something, and it turns out really good, and then they take their time with a sequel. I mean, you would have to wait like fucking 5-6 years until you get a sequel, right? And you would just, and it would be better than the first one, right? You got Kung Fu Panda 2, you got How to Train Your Dragon 2, you have Shrek 2, like all these fucking sequels are always better than the first, and it was because they took their goddamn time to listen to the criticisms of the first one, to really work with the DreamWorks team or the team that worked on the original movie to see what worked best and go, okay, well, if that worked best, just elevate that even more and let's do more of that in the next one, right? And then they put out the second one. Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah, and now so they would put out a second one and then immediately put out a third one. Like within half the time. And it's just rushed and the script's not there and the animation is like, it's fine, but like, you know, it's still good. But like the story's rushed, so the story's just not that good. And then while they're putting out a third movie right away, they're putting out spin-off movies, right? Of like other characters, so Puss in Boots, the Penguins of Madagascar, and then while they're doing that, they are also making shitty television shows that they're just throwing on like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and so now the brand is constantly in your face, and it's not in a good fucking, you know, they're not doing it well, and it just gets annoying, and they ended up not just destroying their franchises, they destroyed their entire company. Like it just, you know. Sadly. So, do you know what the budget is on Kung Fu Panda 4?
Yes, I just saw it right now. It was 85 million.
Mm-hmm. The first movie was, I think, 150 million.
Oh.
Is that half, or am I tripping? But it's around half.
85 million. Little over half.
A little over half.
It's and to make matters worse, they've announced a Kung Fu Panda 5.
Really?
Already, yeah.
Bro.
Yes, they have.
The domestic box office weekend is projected to make half of what the first movie made in its domestic opening.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not fun.
No. Like,
well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with DreamWorks. Hopefully they don't die one of these days.
I hope not. Because, I mean, like, they were, like, the only animated studio that was, like, rivaling Disney. The only one that really ever has. I mean, I guess, well, no. At one point. No. Illumination has.
That's, yeah. They don't have as many big movies, though.
Yeah. Like, they got, like, the Despicable Me's Minions franchise, and then they got... Oh, shit, I don't even know what else they got. Oh, Secret Life of Pets. That's probably it.
Secret Life of Pets. Yeah. Well, moving on from Kung Fu Panda, though. We have also gotten a little quote from... Sorry, I gotta find the story. Karen Sony, who... doesn't everybody know Karen Sony?
I have no idea who that is. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know. I don't know who that is either.
Oh.
But it's somebody who works for Deadpool and Wolverine, has said that there is a lot, and when I mean a lot of cameos. And that from one rumors claims that they called everybody who was in the X-Men films to try and appear in this movie. And I know how you feel about cameos and nostalgia bait.
Yeah, as long as it has a purpose, you know.
With that being said, I think a lot of them are going to be very quick. Like you know in Deadpool 2, the cameo from the X-Men where he's like, "Oh, the studio couldn't afford more people," and then like they have the quick shot of like the closet, you know, or the room, and they just close the door. I think a lot of it's going to be like that because it obviously is a very meta film. David Lynch is a great director. Like, I think that'd be kind of funny if they did that sort of stuff. Gosh, why does, like, if they make a joke, why does Patrick Stewart, why does Professor Xavier look so different when he's young? And then they just put a side by side picture of those two, of Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy or something, you know, some shit like that. I don't know. Let's see what else. Oh. Rooster Teeth is officially shutting down after 21 years.
Oh, what's the Rooster Teeth?
They are responsible for adult chicken. Why did I say adult chicken?
Oh, Robot Chicken?
Robot Chicken, Adult Swim. That's what,
oh.
They're shutting down. Rooster Teeth is shutting down.
So then what's happening to Adult Swim?
That's a good question. Probably gonna get bought out by another company, I'm assuming. That's because I don't know if Adult Swim is.
Because it's owned by Warner Brothers.
Small, big, same major. Yeah, my major, super mega. I think they're fine since they're owned by Warner Brothers. I know Rooster Teeth mainly did. What Robot Chicken was the big IP. So, no more Robot Chicken.
I think that show's been canceled for a while, though.
Has it?
I think for 10 years.
Never actually. 10? No, more. No, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I used to see Robot Chicken toys at Toys R Us when I was little. That makes me feel old. That Toys R Us was the thing.
Bro, I used to sneak watch it when my mom wasn't home. Dude, I felt like so badass. Bro, that show's fucking that show
fucked.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
You ever see that one clip of it was like Michael Bay and he's ass naked and he has like a giant dick and he's like signing paperwork and like choking people and shit.
Oh my gosh.
It's incredible.
What the hell? Robot. I remember they had like a Power Rangers ripoff on Robot Chicken. I was like, oh, I like Power Rangers. I'm going to watch it. And then they just started having sex. And I was like, okay, it's not Power Rangers, is it?
And then you had an awakening.
Then I had an awakening. It's when I grew up. The Young Sheldon sequel series is moving forward at CBS. Worst news of the week. Young Sheldon. I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I don't think Big Bang Theory is good, like at all.
I think it's literally the worst fucking show. It's the show I hate the fucking most. I hate that fucking show.
It's most
horrible,
unfunny. Yeah.
Yes.
So fucking bad. Oh, I can't stand that show. It's so unfunny. Like it's not even. I don't even. What is the demographic? I don't know. Cause the people, the characters in the show are like, if anything, like a parody of what they're trying to appeal to. I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And why is it literally just the same joke? Like I've seen like a shitload of episodes. Oh my gosh.
Growing up, it's just the same joke told over and over again, which is just the joke of like the equivalent of like can we go get McDonald's? Is water's chemical structure H2O? It's just the same fucking joke over and over and over and over and over. And then Kaylee Kuko, she's hot. Let's have her in a bra as much as possible and wear as little clothes as possible. And that's the joke. She's hot and she's half naked on cable television. And then Sheldon, I'm autistic. And probably one of the worst depictions of autism like ever fucking put to fucking screen. Just like,
yes,
like I'm autistic and I'm also schizophrenic because I don't know, I'm making reality not real, whatever the fuck. Like, it's just those three jokes cycled really over and over and over and over. Worst fucking piece of shit show ever made.
So unfunny. Yeah. And Young Sheldon is even worse in my opinion. I was on a plane one time and I was
shit.
I watched an episode and I was like, this. I didn't even finish the episode. I was like, this is just dog shit television. You know what the whole show is? This is Young Sheldon. I'm gonna break down an episode. Hi, I'm Young Sheldon and I'm smart. Oh, there's this girl. I don't know how to talk to girls. Okay. Science project. Oh, girl likes me because of science project. End of episode. It's so stupid. It's really, really bad. It's not good. Young Sheldon needs to die. The kid needs to get knocked out. I'm sorry. Oh shit. Looks like we talked too much shit about Young Sheldon because the police are outside our door. Oh my gosh. And Kevin's still in the toilet? Oh fuck. cat.
He's shitting.
He definitely. Hey, I don't think they're gonna be able to remove Kevin from that toilet.
Nah, I think he made like the shit got on his ass, like the diarrhea, and like he sat there for so long that like he bonded with the toilet seat. So they're gonna need to get like a crowbar or like some Gooby Gone or something, cause that boy fucked.
Wait, one more story.
Oh, we got a story. Police, hold on.
One more, police, calm down. Oh, they stopped their sirens. Actually, 2 more stories. Wendell Pierce has been cast as Perry White in James Gunn's Superman. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. And also, Kong is officially a Green Lantern in the newest.
Oh yeah, in the comic books.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I've read some of that. It is fucking atrocious.
Hey,
like they try to tell like
cool.
They're actually trying to tell a compelling story. Like there's a whole part where like Barry Allen is trying to propose to like Iris, and he's like asking Clark, how did you know when to propose and how to do? I'm like, brother, what the fuck?
Do they not know? Do they not know they're in a kaiju comic? Just fight them.
I know, just fucking hit them. King Kong's a Green Lantern. That's insane. All right.
Okay, police.
Now we're getting arrested.
You guys can continue now.
My hands are on my head, and I'm bending over. And...
Oh, sorry, that's me. That's not the police. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna still need you to bend over though. It's part of the requirement.
Oh, okay.
My name is Nico, aka Prince Productions.
My name is Cassandra Webb, also known as APS Entertainment, and Entertainment will be awesome, dude.
Gone. And we will see you guys next week. See ya.
Doses.